Hello guys, welcome back to Super Hang On Sunday. And you might tell that I don't sound fully awake. It's not even that late. I'm just extremely tired. Let's get off this menu. Right. Senior, 14 stages. Let's go. Now then, how are you doing this weekend? How are you? Hello everyone. You may have noticed that videos for the channel have been mildly more erratic than normal, but this is not going to be a good run today. A week off. This is boding well badly. Anyway, yes, a little bit of time off here and there. So basically, the truth, the truth, and the truth. What happened? I was ill like last week or the week before, really badly ill. I had some appalling food poisoning, which made me sick, like terrible. I was in bed, I couldn't move. I was just like, it basically just kicked the crap out of me. I felt awful, so terrible, and it kind of carried on for days. Anyway, the long and short of it is, I was exhausted. You know, when you just like, you've got nothing. I was just absolutely wrecked. So I was struggling to kind of get anything done when I was here at home. It was pretty much just, rest, sleep, and then Battlefield 4 hits. And of course, that's had a disruption on things as well. So it's just been a culmination of events. In the corner, got to remember what I'm actually doing in this game here. So nonetheless, we're back. Hello. And we got some things lined up. Completed. Holy crap. Completed Faster Than Light. Now, if that's not a sign of things to come, then what is? The exciting thing about that is that with Faster Than Light, we've now unlocked this rather cool ship. So it's definitely not the end. We've got sort of other things that we can do in the game there, and I'm loving it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing another Fast and Light expedition some point very soon. Other than that, I've been enjoying streaming tons at the moment. I really have. And in fact, actually, the streaming numbers have gone up greatly. Who knows? Maybe if I continue to get support streaming, I may be able to actually get partnered. So many people keep asking, why can't we just have resolution, etc., etc. People want all these extra options, but I can't give it to them because I'm not partnered. And it's not quite the same as YouTube. It's not just like get a sponsor and you're done. You have to get it sort of partnered through Twitch, I believe. And the only way you can do that is by having enough people watching you, which is not that easy, especially not that easy for somebody like myself. So it's going to take time. It's an ongoing thing. However, in the meantime, it seems people are pretty much enjoying the streams and everything we do. I would like to. Battlefield 4 has been hitting me hard this week. I would really like to get back on and do some other streams, SimCity, Civilization, maybe Age of Empires again, because that was a great fun last time. So yeah, I've got plans for those other bits and pieces, but it's just a case of can we fit it in and when. So we'll see how we play out, how it goes. And as I say, Tomb Raider is still on my radar. I have actually got an episode that's just not gone up. In fact, actually, I seem to remember that the episode of Tomb Raider I have saved is actually like this insanely short episode, because it was like something happened. I can't remember. Something happened, and it meant that I ended up I cut an episode into like literally 10 minutes, which, as you would imagine, is like a ridiculously short amount of time. Come on. There we go. Whoa. But there was like it made sense to cut it where I did, so you'll see anyway when I post it. It was either basically it was going to be like a come on, get on, no, come on, get on the road. That was not good. So it was either a case of it being a super long episode or a short one to make the other one normal length. So that's what I did. But yeah, I'll try and get in onto that pretty soon through the checkpoint there. Not too bad. Considering I haven't played this for 2 weeks, I feel like I'm doing okay. Well, that was a nice little feed through there. No! Get off. No! Okay, here we go. I had a great idea as well. Well, possibly. I always have the ideas. I've got some other... There we go. I want to do some collaborations on this channel, as you know. So they're going to be doing some more there as well. Things like that, if I can, anyway. Find some people to do stuff with. So on 15, I'm surprised actually, for my bumps and hits there, I only lost like 1 second through that section. That's pretty good. Come on. Watch out for those hit detections on the inside lane. Oh, come on, now I'm just being not aware. Burning through. Oh, nice. That's the old fast corner right there. Flying away. Through the check. This is a hard corner. Oh, balls to it. Still in the game. Still in the game. Da 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 ba 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 da ba bow 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 ba ba. I'll tell you something I'd forgotten about, and I've just remembered right now though that I wanted to do, and that was to get retro controllers. This is a harder corner, remember? Come on. Get retro controllers for the PC so that I can play emulated games properly. We're into orange. Holy crap. So yeah, that's on my to-do list actually. I need to mark that down. I need to get a little bit better. I've decided something else as well. I want to get better organised with video ideas, because I often... Oh god. Oh, there was a pack of 4 there, and I didn't know which side to take, and it wasn't really clean to break through either side there, and it left me with no real option. I kind of just ended up getting pushed out. Yeah, those guys. Oh god, this is heavy. Oh man. God, we haven't had this much heavy traffic on this section for a while. It's making my life a misery. This is really gonna... I mean, I don't know. We're gonna get through the next checkpoint? I don't know. Yeah, we are 5. Oh, come on! Whoa! Oh, okay. Alright then. Okay. Okay, let's just calm it down a bit. Yeah. No! Oh, Christ! No! Oh, no! Oh, dear God. You know, it's funny, isn't it? Like, I've had times on these sections where we fly through, and today, it's they're making it real hard for me. I'm not liking it. We're not going to get the next checkpoint. Well, you know, first... Well, look, actually, we're 2 checkpoints away. I'll take 2 checkpoints on the first run. Afterburner. Afterburner's an irritating game. Don't like to say that, actually, but it is an annoying game. Like, it's all sort of up and down, and you're like, oh, God, and then something hits you randomly, and like, oh, God. Terrible. Terrible. Come on. What was I going to say? How do I do this again? Where is everybody there? Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so I want to do some emulated games. That was something I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I know what I was saying. I was talking about being more organised. I've forgotten about being more organised. Because I often think of videos while I'm sitting here thinking about other things, or I'm doing stuff and I note them down. But I have no way of kind of... Do you know what would be kind of useful actually? I've got space on my wall near to the computer. I could actually have like a whiteboard for sort of ideas, and that would be really nice actually to kind of... You can actually get like, these glass boards as well. You know, I've seen them like IKEA and stuff. They're not massively expensive, and they're kind of good for sort of hanging in your kitchen or whatever. But actually, it'd be quite nice to have as like a working board. However, sort of, I mean, you know, I could do this like on the computer, but it's kind of nice to have something. If I do it on the computer, I'd have to have it as like a dock or something, which is fine. Which is fine. But I'd rather have something like visual that I can just quickly grab and like draw onto and stuff without having to open a file and, you know, write it down in a really kind of, you know, tediously organised way. I'd rather be a little bit more sort of open and sort of, you know, clear about that. So I'm going to mention Battlefield 4 a little bit, even though obviously this is not really the forte of this channel, because it's always my week in summary in this video, coming around that corner. I haven't got to grips with sort of taking these extreme... I'm not really feeling it today. Anyway, yeah, Battlefield 4. So it's really good. It's a real shame that so many people have been having some problems with it. On the other side, I'm super happy that I have not, knock on wood, touch wood, whatever. I'm super happy that I, so far, have not had really any... I've crashed out a little bit, but you expect that with, like, you know, a kind of loose beta build. It's just the way things go. Oh. Yeah, some people are having terrible problems with the game. Again, I guess I put that down to it being the beta, and, you know, it's difficult maybe sort of working out some builds and testing and stuff, maybe, I hope. But, and I don't even think... It's not even to do with, like, power and stuff. There seems to be some incompatibility issues with people's setups. Now, you know, people on the PlayStation and the Xbox have also been complaining about freezing and stuff like this. Again, you know, let's face it, you get freezing in Bad Company 2, you get freezing in Battlefield 3. The game has always kind of frozen up a little bit here and there. And also, you know, games sometimes crash out. I think also, like, the more complex games get, you know, this is the other thing to remember. in the older sort of game systems, they didn't really have very often very many issues. The more complicated something becomes, the more likely it is that something's going to go wrong with it. I mean, that's fairly logical. People seem to assume that like you can just continue to make things more and more and more and more complex and big, and that it will always be like 100% stable and nothing will ever happen to it. That's just not realistic. It's just not a realistic viewpoint to have. Things will go wrong. I mean, look at any technology. Forget about it. Look at any technology. Okay, things will go wrong. It's just the way it is. Stuff just breaks as well sometimes. It's also another reason why I'm not a big fan of things getting smaller and smaller. I think when things get smaller, when you actually think about it, when you make stuff smaller, you therefore have to make all of the components of that device smaller, and eventually, when things are smaller like that, they will kind of wear out faster because they often have just kind of more wear on them in terms of the sort of internal component aspect. But I think overall, like I say, just when things are more complicated, it's just more likely that stuff's going to go wrong. Not doing very well here, are we? Look, we were 16 on the last one. It's because I'm talking, I'm not boosting and stuff. Terrible. We lost. That's like we're 8 seconds down. That's the difference between me sort of rambling on and just sort of having a drive, and actually trying to play. Oh crap! Oh, this is a wipeout. Anyway. So yeah, so it's a real shame, but I really hope that those issues are not present in the actual release build, because otherwise it would really suck for people. It really would. I would feel very, very bad for people, and I would pray that I didn't have any of those problems as well. But oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. But it has to be said, you see, this is the thing. For as much as people go on about it, you don't have these kind of issues so much with the consoles, and it always makes me laugh. That people are very, the PCs are fantastic for so many reasons. They're powerful, they're very good at sort of running a lot of different things in terms of, styles of games, etc. They have more kind of options often with certain things that you do. On the other hand, you get these constant problems, and you have constant patching issues and driver issues and all of this kind of crap. And it's a pain in the arse, seriously, it really is. There's a lot to be said. I mean, I find it very funny, like on my Simpsons Tapped Out game, which by the way I'm going to try and record a bit and bring to this channel as well. Might do that in a minute actually. I'm on. Okay, there we go. I think this, like I said, there's still a lot to be said for consoles. We're going to orange here, despite me sucking. Not going to get to the checkpoint, but anyway, there we go. What are we on? This is race 2, so we have one more race today. I'm going to stick to my 3 today, because I don't do that very often. Don't laugh, okay, because you're thinking that we're going to get to the end of the next race, and I'm going to be like, oh, one more. No, okay, last race. But yeah, I really think there's a lot to be said for, let's go with the original music. A lot to be said for consoles, and the fact that you have your game, you put the game in the system, it maybe has a bit of an install, good to go, and then you never have to do anything again, bar maybe a couple of small patches here and there. And again, even that's quite a new thing as well. It's not like you've always had to do that. So I'll tell you what as well. I haven't done a video like I said I was going to do on Eurogamer and some of the other games that we've seen, and I've just reminded myself that I need to do that. I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to talk. I'm going to record tomorrow about that, and talk. I'll maybe grab some trailers, and I'll discuss a little bit. But one thing I want to bring up, is Zelda Wind Waker HD. Okay, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. Now then, Nintendo at Eurogamer had a moderately large space. They had quite a good space. However, I got to remember to stay boosting. Oh, come on, no! I don't know why my voice went super high there. There's no reason for it to. Yeah, okay. This is a wipeout of it. 8 seconds. Right, veto this. Wait, what? Return to main menu. Yes. Right, okay, I'm wiping that out because it was very close to the beginning, and I don't want to just throw away an entire... If I'm only doing 3 runs, I want them to at least be actual runs, not just, we know we failed right from the word go because I was chatting away. Okay, anyway. Right, let's get it on. I don't even remember. I don't even remember doing that first section. You know, up to the point where we crashed. Literally, is a blank in my mind. That's a really bad thing. It's like when you drive at night, and you literally, you know, or you drive any time and you're a bit tired, and then you get to where you're going. You're like, how did I get here? Which is really scary sometimes. You've just been so sort of out of it that you haven't even remembered your journey. You've just been like kind of on sort of mechanical autopilot of your body, which is really scary. Anyway, you're probably thinking our Luetin's gone off on one and he's not going to go back to his original topic. Well, you'd be wrong. I am going to go back to my original topic of Zelda and Nintendo. So at Eurogamer, they had this stand and they had a pretty good amount of space. Okay, it was you know, it was fine. And they had like there was like some new games, all right. So they had like some new Luigi game and a couple of I wasn't looking greatly detailed because I don't have a Wii U. I have a Wii, but I say I really don't use it very much now. Well, ever, really. Which is a shame, because actually I probably should break it out, at least to play some GameCube games. I might sort of consider that if I have a bit of time soon as well. But anyway, so they had these other games. They had like Luigi, and they had some other bits, some newer things they were looking at. And then they also had an area for like, there's a new Zelda game. Okay, so they had a new Zelda game. Again, I don't know, because I'm not really into sort of Nintendo. They've kind of burned their bridges with me, as it were. I'm going to bump off this guy, because I can't do anything else about it. Okay, so Luigi and the other stuff. It was like Donkey Kong Country or something, I think. All right, they had Donkey Kong Country, and I think there's probably some Pokemon crap and all the rest of it. You know how it is. So that's like 1/3. All right. Then they had like this new Zelda game, and there's a few bits and pieces for that, etc. Probably constitutes about another third of the space. And then Zelda Wind Waker HD. Now, let's not forget, Zelda Wind Waker, epic game. It's a super fun game, it looks great, it plays amazing, it's a fantastic game, okay? If you've never played it, you should play it, it's really, really awesome. But here's the thing, it's a really sort of vector art game. If you don't know what vector art is, okay, vector it's kind of like what I use. You use it in graphic design. Instead of pixels, you have sort of vector points, and it creates this kind of flat color style. Okay, like literally like just flat color. If you just look it up, just type vector art, you'll see the kind of thing. And Zelda Wind Waker was done in this style. It's quite pretty much flat color. A lot of the time, it has obviously sort of tonal shading to it, but it's not pixel really. It's kind of it's got this kind of flat feel to it. And the point is that vector art is often basically very, very high resolution anyway. That's why you use it in design, is because you can sort of alter the dimension of it very, very easily, and it doesn't matter. So I could make a vector logo for a company or whatever, and it could be the size of a postage stamp, or you could blow it up from the same file. Okay, so in the same file, it could be the size of a stamp, or I could blow it up to be the size of a billboard on a building, alright, and it would not lose any resolution. Now, you would probably have to, I want to bore you, you'd have to print it off in a certain way, and that would require resolutions, etc. But anyway, the point is that original file you can use as a template. Anyway, the point that I'm getting at, okay, is that Zelda Wind Waker, the original, already looked pretty HD, simply by the style that the game was done in. So for one thing, that's kind of like it's one reason why I'm kind of like, really, Wind Waker HD, really? It's like, it's pretty okay as it is. All right, so that's my first point. My second point is that this is a game which came out 10 years ago. It's actually like I looked it up, I was like, wow, it's actually like a really, really long time. That's far longer than I remember it being. It didn't feel like it was that long, you know. So it was like a really, really long time. And I was just kind of like, okay, so 1/3 of Nintendo's space at Eurogamer was dedicated to a game that came out 10 years ago, and that a very, very large amount of people will have already played. Now, I know obviously there's a whole new market now for Nintendo, and there's probably quite a lot of people that never did play that game. But still, 1/3 of your space there, 1/3 of your space dedicated to a game which you haven't even done anything to, other than just maybe like, you know, you just increase the kind of, you've upscaled it or whatever, yeah? So it's not even like they've really done a significant thing there. So, yeah, to me, it basically kind of highlighted what irritates me a lot about Nintendo now, is that they just kind of like, come on, Nintendo, you know, really? You know, it's like, you got nothing else for me? I actually, Eurogamer, right, because I don't own a Wii U, and because they kind of like Nintendo kind of annoyed me a lot, and I kind of sort of didn't really want to be into Nintendo anymore when they originally sort of sold out to kind of non-gamers, which pissed me off quite a lot. And I'm normally not like so sort of bitter about things, but I really was, because Nintendo were always like super fun and for gamers, and it was almost like really, really cool. And then they just went the other way, and they kind of like, oh God's sake, it was going to happen, wasn't it? It was going to happen. They basically they found like this super lucrative market in non-gamers, and I think they kind of felt like it was going to last forever, but they kind of forgot that non-gamers generally don't care about games, and so after a while those people were probably going to be like, hey, do you want to go out and do blah blah blah, and they're not so fussed about games anymore. Oh god, I'm going to crash again. Oh, that's the end of this round, guys. Well, we got like to 2 and 3, so again, some forward progress-ish, not too bad there. Not too bad for the first one. Anyway, but the long and short of it is that Nintendo kind of went on, and they kind of just, in a very roundabout way, kind of gave the middle finger to their hardcore gamer base, which had been there for a long time. And a lot of people, not including just me, really didn't enjoy this. And then they haven't really sort of produced many titles that kind of appeal to that market again. So it's not even like they're like, hey, we're making cool games for people and the proper gamers. So, and then at the show, this Wind Waker HD kind of rubbed it in for me. It was kind of like, wow, you're putting all this time and space into it and not anything else? So yeah, that's the end of that one. So we're going to run into the demo or menu screen because I haven't finished talking today. It'll roll over into a menu anyway. So, anyway, there we go. That's our Super Hang-On Sunday for this week. Thank you very much for joining, for watching. 3 runs, they're okay. Okay, considering I haven't played the game for 2 weeks, thought it was fine. Next week, we're going to roll on, and as I say, we'll try and bust it up a little bit, so we'll see what we can do there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget, as I say, I'll have some more stuff coming up for this channel this week. Things have calmed down a little bit from the initial craziness of Battlefield 4, so I should be able to post some more stuff this week. I hope you join me for that one. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next week.